Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're going to go on a kind of unusual journey.
Okay.
We're diving into the creative process, like through the lens of a music album,
Right.
all about Tommy.
That's right. Tommy is, well, a subpersonality.
Okay.
You can kind of think of it like a separate character within the artist's mind,
Hmm.
like a distinct aspect of their personality.
Okay.
And in this case, Tommy embodies their creative spirit.
Now that's fascinating. It's like almost like we're analyzing a fictional character to
Right.
understand like the real struggles and triumphs of an artist.
Exactly. And we'll be using song lyrics and personal reflections
Okay.
to kind of see how Tommy's experiences
Okay.
mirror the ups and downs of any creative journey.
So who is Tommy exactly? I mean, so, like according to our source material.
Well, he's been around for over 25 years.
Wow.
Evolving alongside the artist.
Hmm.
Starting as like a simple imaginary friend in childhood,
Okay.
Tommy's grown into a complex representation of their creative spirit, complete with his own unique perspective on the world.
The first song, It Started Here, really paints a vivid picture of that childhood world.
Yeah.
I love that image of playing hockey with Uno cards and like Beanie Babies as goalposts.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those like wonderfully absurd games we all came up with as kids.
Right. And what's interesting is how the lyrics connect those simple games
Yeah.
to the artist's, later creative work.
Hmm.
The line, a spark, a game, I didn't know, that childhood flame would start to grow,
Yeah.
really highlights how those early experiences
Right.
can ignite a passion that lasts a lifetime.
Makes you wonder, like, what seemingly insignificant sparks
Right.
from our own childhoods
Yeah.
might still be shaping our creative paths today.
Absolutely. This album seems to suggest that the seeds of our creative selves are often sown in those early, free-flowing
Yeah.
moments of play and imagination.
This theme of finding your creative voice amidst a larger context comes up again in track 2, Lost in My Family Tree.
Okay?
It sounds like Tommy comes from a big, successful family,
Yeah,
which brings its own unique set of challenges.
definitely. The lyrics express both pride in that family legacy
Yeah.
and a sense of pressure to stand out, to find your own rhythm in a family full of accomplished musicians.
Okay.
It's like, being a single instrument, trying to find its place in a grand orchestra.
There's a line that really stuck with me. Another leaf on the family tree.
Yeah.
It perfectly captures that feeling of being surrounded by talent,
Yeah.
almost overshadowed by it,
Right.
and yearning to find your own space to grow.
That's a feeling a lot of us can relate to, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's not just about families. It's about any environment where we're trying to define ourselves.
Yeah.
Amidst a crowd, be it a workplace, a social circle,
Right.
or even a particular artistic movement.
Building on that idea of finding your own space,
Yeah.
track 3, Under a Rock,
Yeah.
takes like a bit of a darker turn. It explores what happens when your unique perspective
Yeah.
makes you feel like an outsider.
It definitely has a different feel. This is where the subpersonality concept gets really interesting. Through Tommy, the artist seems to be grappling
Right.
with the isolation that can come with
Yeah.
having unconventional ideas
Right.
or interests.
The lyric, they're writing their songs, they're building their walls while I'm stuck in echoes I'm too small to call,
Yeah.
is so powerful and evocative.
It is.
It paints a picture of feeling trapped in your own world,
Mm-hmm.
unable to connect with those around you.
What's fascinating here is that it goes beyond simply feeling different.
Right.
It touches on the artist's struggle for authenticity,
Okay.
that need to express your truth, even when it doesn't align with the mainstream.
Right.
It takes courage to embrace your individuality,
Yeah.
especially when you feel like you're
Yeah.
living under a rock where the sun never shines, as the song puts it.
Do you think this track is hinting at the fact that sometimes those who create truly groundbreaking work
Yeah.
are the ones who aren't afraid to embrace their unique,
Uh-huh.
even seemingly outsider perspectives?
It's certainly an interesting question to consider.
Yeah.
And it speaks to a larger theme we see throughout history.
Right.
Artists, innovators, and thinkers
Yeah.
who dared to challenge conventions. And in doing so, change the world.
Then with track 4, Wide Awake,
Right.
the whole mood shifts again.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's all about that exhilarating rush.
Yes. It's almost like the artist, through Tommy, is embracing that feeling of being completely consumed by an idea, losing themselves in the flow of creation.
Right.
The lyrics about chasing ideas, drawing the stars, and rewriting time evoke a sense of limitless possibility and almost chaotic energy.
Yeah.
It's like stepping into a whirlwind of inspiration.
That line, "worlds in my hands, sparks in my mind," really resonates with me. I think anyone who's passionate about something,
Right.
be it art, music, science, or anything else, has felt that exhilarating sense of total immersion in their work.
It's that feeling of being in the zone,
Right.
completely absorbed in the act of creation.
Yeah.
And it highlights an important aspect of the creative process, the ability to tap into a seemingly limitless well of inspiration and energy.
So we've gone from the spark of childhood imagination to the pressures of family legacy, the isolation of unconventional ideas, and now this incredible surge of creative energy.
It's true.
It seems like Tommy's journey is mirroring the roller coaster of emotion that comes with any creative endeavor.
Yeah. It does. And of course, no creative journey is without its challenges, setbacks along the way. Tracks 5 and 6, Creative Loop, and the Funhouse seem to dive into that cyclical nature of creative work.
Right. With all the frustrations and breakthroughs along the way.
That's right. These 2 tracks really capture that emotional roller coaster of the creative process. They explore that feeling of getting stuck in a seemingly endless loop of trying, failing, and trying again. The lyrics use metaphors like a spinning carousel and a chaotic funhouse to convey that sense of being trapped, disoriented, yet strangely drawn to the chaos.
It's almost as if the artist is saying that within the chaos and frustration, there's also a kind of exhilarating energy. Like maybe the struggle itself is part of what fuels that creative fire.
Exactly. These tracks aren't just about the negative aspects of creation. They're about embracing the whole process, the highs and the lows, the moments of doubt and the flashes of brilliance. It's about recognizing that the creative path isn't always linear. It's full of twists and turns, dead ends, and unexpected detours.
It's a good reminder for all of us, I think, that getting stuck or hitting a creative block doesn't mean you failed. It's just part of the journey.
And perhaps even a necessary part. Without the struggle, the triumph wouldn't feel as sweet, right?
Speaking of triumph, I'm curious about track 8, Snowflake.
Okay.
It seems to offer a really interesting perspective on individuality and the creative process.
Snowflake is where things get really introspective and philosophical. It uses the image of a snowflake. Delicate, unique, and ephemeral to explore how we each took something special to the world, even if it feels temporary or insignificant.
That line, "billions of us fall, but who stops to see," really hit me hard. It speaks to that, universal desire to be seen and appreciated for our individuality, for the unique qualities that make us who we are.
It's a poignant reminder that amidst the vastness and chaos of the world, each of us has something valuable to offer. Like a snowflake, our individual contributions may seem small or fleeting, but together they create something beautiful and complex.
And perhaps that's part of what drives us to create that need to leave our mark on the world, to share our unique perspective, even if it's just a fleeting glimpse of beauty.
It's interesting, though, because track 9, Playing God, introduces a more complex and perhaps even darker aspect of that creative drive.
Playing God delves into the idea of the artist as a creator who has total control over their work, yet is somehow separate from it. There's a sense of isolation, almost like a puppeteer who can manipulate the strings but can't fully experience the emotions of the puppet.
It's a powerful exploration of the artist's complex relationship with their creation. The lyrics touch on the idea that even when we pour our heart and soul into something, there's still a part of us that remains detached. It's almost like the artist is grappling with the limitations of their own power. The fact that they can create something beautiful and meaningful, but they can't fully control how it's received or interpreted by the world.
It raises a lot of interesting questions about the nature of art and creation.
Yeah.
Is the artist's job simply to create? Or do they also have a responsibility to guide how their work is understood?
Right.
And can true connection ever exist between creator and creation? Or is there always an inherent distance?
Those are thought-provoking questions, and I don't think they're easy answers.
Right.
But it's these kinds of complex, even uncomfortable explorations that make this album so compelling.
I think a lot of creatives, no matter their field, can relate to this idea of feeling both connected to and detached from their work.
Yeah.
It's like you put so much of yourself into it, but then it takes on a life of its own. It's like sending it off and hoping it connects in a meaningful way.
And that's where I think the final track, Embrace the Uncertainty, offers a really beautiful resolution to this tension.
Yes. This song seems to shift the focus from control to acceptance, from striving for perfection to embracing the messy, unpredictable nature of the creative journey.
Exactly. The lyrics encourage letting go of that need for certainty and embracing the unknown. There's a line that I find particularly powerful.
Okay.
There's no finish line, no perfect path, just steps I take, no need to look back.
Wow.
It's a reminder that the journey itself is the destination.
Right.
That growth and evolution are continuous processes.
It's like the artist is saying, I'm letting go of the need to control the outcome, to have all the answers.
Yeah.
I'm trusting the process and allowing myself to be surprised by where it leads.
It's a message that resonates far beyond the realm of art, I think.
Yeah.
It's about embracing the uncertainties of life itself, trusting our intuition, and allowing ourselves to evolve without judgment or fear of failure.
It's a powerful reminder that imperfection is not the opposite of beauty, but rather an essential part of it.
Right.
That the cracks and flaws are often where the light shines through most brightly.
And that's what makes Tommy's story, as told through this album, so relatable.
Yeah.
It's not a tale of reaching some perfect endpoint, but of navigating the messy, beautiful, and often unpredictable path of creative expression.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Tommy's world, what would you say is the biggest takeaway? What can we, as listeners, glean from this exploration of the creative process?
For me, it's the importance of embracing our own Tommy.
Right.
That inner voice, that spark of creativity that makes each of us unique.
Right.
It's about nurturing that voice, giving it space to grow, and trusting that it will lead us to unexpected and fulfilling places.
And it's about remembering that the creative journey is not a solo endeavor. Like, Tommy, we all exist within a larger context, families, communities, artistic movements. And while finding our individual voice is important, it's also about recognizing how our creativity connects us to something larger than ourselves.
Beautifully said. So for all our listeners out there, we'll leave you with this. What's your Tommy calling you to create today? What's that spark of inspiration that's waiting to be explored?
And how can you embrace the uncertainty, the messy beauty of the creative process, trusting that it will lead you to exactly where you need to be?
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep creating, keep exploring, and keep embracing the journey.
And remember, there's a little bit of Tommy in all of us.